number 21093, that might not mean anything to you, but that's where I grew up. That's where my family's from. If I told you the number 34, again, you'd probably look at me and kind of confused. But that number describes where I live on campus. That's my room number. Same can be said for athletes. Athletes understand this because their careers really are defined by the statistics that they create. And some of these statistics are more important than others. So again, I'm going to give you three numbers: 2,632, 56, and 511. No, I didn't just pick these numbers out of a hat. These numbers have come to define the careers of three of the best baseball players of all time. There's some records in sports that may never be broken, and three of those are Cal Ripken's consecutive games played, Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak, and Cy Young's career wins. So we'll start with Cal. Cal Ripken was a shortstop for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, if you guys remember from one of my impromptu speeches, I'm from Baltimore, so this one means a lot to me, actually. He played in 2,632 consecutive games, which if you do the math in your head, that's about 16 seasons in a row. Not one game did he miss. No injuries, no cold spells, no wear and tear of getting older. So when I went to an article by Peter Schmuck in the Baltimore Sun on September 1st, 2015, he dug a little deeper to try to figure out just how impressive that streak was. So the second best streak is 2,131 by Lou Gehrig. That's 3 seasons less than Cal Ripken did. You look a little deeper and you realize that only 7 people have ever broken 1,000. Now, as technology grows and people understand more about the health of players and the importance of rest, less and less guys are playing every game. This last season, according to Dan Connolly in the Baltimore Sun on October 4th, 2015, only one guy played every single game this season. So the idea that a person could do that for 16 straight seasons in this era just doesn't seem as plausible anymore. Another great, impressive Hall of Famer is defined by a streak. This streak was a hitting streak by an outfielder for the New York Yankees in the 1941 season. He had 56 consecutive games with a hit. Now, for those of you who don't know a lot about baseball, it may not seem that impressive, but if you compare it to the second best guy and anybody else that's ever played the game, the next best is 45 games. And only 6 people, have broken 40 games. All these statistics are coming from Baseball Almanac, which is a website that tracks player statistics. Now, again, getting a hitting streak is unbelievable because all it takes is one bad off day, one food poisoning, your girlfriend broke up with you. I don't know. It could be anything for you to have that one game. His streak almost ended at 35. And according to an article by Dave Whithorn in Newsday on July 17, 2015, he actually walked in his last game of his streak. So he didn't get that hit, but his on-base streak actually continued all the way to 74, which is the second most of all time. Now again, you can understand these just how great some of these records are. Sorry. Some of these records are by comparing them to other ones. And when you look at this last streak, you'll realize that the first place guy is actually 94 wins ahead of the second place competitor. Cy Young had 511 career wins as a pitcher. And again, for those who don't know that much about baseball, doesn't even make any sense. Like that in today's game, that doesn't happen. The second best guy had 417. That was Walter Johnson. And only 204 people ever broken 300, let alone 511. Now, if you break down those stats, you realize he had 22 seasons, about 23 wins each. And when I read an article by Ralph Longo in the Bleacher Report on July 13th, 2011, for a player to break that record, you must play 26 seasons and have 20 wins per season. Now, in another article by Sam Roberts in the New York Times on July 14th, 2007, you realize that the average player plays 5.6 seasons, while only 1% of players ever play more than 20 seasons. And those 20 wins, this year only 2 players actually got the 20 wins. So putting those two together, again, pretty unbelievable in today's game. Numbers can come to define us in a lot of ways. You know, my zip code may tell you where I live, and my room number may tell you what dorm I live in. But these numbers are more than just a couple numerals on a piece of paper. You know, those 2,632 games played are not just a bunch of times where some old guy refused to get off the field. It shows a guy that refused to give in to those cold streaks, give in to the grind of the game. Those 56 hits, that's not just a guy that stepped into play and got a hit in that 56 consecutive games. It's a guy that consistently dominated the opponent across from him, no matter how good that guy was. Those 511 wins, yeah, some guy stepped on a mountain for 511 wins, but it showed a guy that dominated an era for 2 decades. These numbers can come to define us, and that's not just because of the numerals, it's because of the stories behind them and the people behind them.
All right, I see some comments. Thank you, Tom.
I really liked your introduction conclusion. I thought that you were able to engage the audience both in the beginning and the end, and I really liked how the numbers tied everything together. My only critique would be maybe just shifting, but everything else was okay. Like good, not
Yeah, no, I know.
All right, one thing, I try not to talk today, but I want to point this out. One thing that you did that I liked was you used the same theme in your conclusion than as you did in your introduction, right? Numbers define us. And that's important. I want to mention that to all of us because cognitively it allows your audience to tie it all back, right? It wraps the speech as an entire package instead of funneling in one way and funneling out the other way, right? Relating that introduction to the conclusion helps it remain an entire package with the 3 main points. So good job with that. All right, just give me 1 second.
I was 531.
531. Thank you, Ellie. 531. All right, you guys did a wonderful job today. Thank you for my Wednesday people for showing up. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to contact me. I will be around tomorrow afternoon if you need anything. Other than that, have a great day, guys.
Hey guys, one unrelated thing. If you like campus grounds and you like music, come to open mic night at 8 p.m.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks for the message.